Hi and welcome back to the shed. Today we're taking a look at this thing. Kaico have sent me a controller adapter for Nintendo Switch to have a look at and give my opinion on. What this does is it plugs into the side of the Switch dock and allows you to use one of these or one of these with your Nintendo Switch, which is pretty awesome because I love playing on the Switch. So many good games on it. I love the Pro controller. But the Joy-Cons, not so much. I don't get on particularly well with them. I love playing with my DualShock 4. I love my Xbox One controller. So something that will allow people to use those as an alternative. Saves on having something like a wired pad as a backup or a second controller. I'm all for it. But how well does it perform? We'll take a look at it and we'll let you know. Right, let's take a look. Controller adapter for Nintendo Switch, wireless device. Controller adapter for Nintendo Switch. The controller adapter is a no-lag USB device that connects via a free USB port on the Nintendo Switch docking station. Compatibility. The controller adapter allows any supported controller using Bluetooth to connect to the Switch and be used in gaming with virtually no lag. This includes, but isn't restricted to, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Pro, Xbox One S, Xbox One X. And it's made by Kaico. Let's see what's inside. So we've got a vacuum foam tray and documentation, which is your free 12 months warranty card, instructions generally to do with how to use, how to set up with different controllers, and the unit itself just in this plastic tray here. So I'll leave that out and take a look. So on here says Switch controller adapter with the logo on both sides. On this side, which is going to be facing the front, there's a small LED. There's the USB plug. There's also a USB socket on the end, and there's the sync button on top here for when you're connecting to your controllers. And that's pretty much it. It's a nice looking little thing. Should be fairly out of the way when it's plugged in. We'll go and check it out, see how well it performs. Alright, the first thing we need to do before we can use this is go to the system settings and scroll down on the side until you get to controllers and sensors. What you need to do is go to Pro Controller Wired Communication, make sure that is on, because what this does is it tricks the machine into thinking that there's a controller plugged into the USB slot and treats it as a wired controller, but really you're actually wireless with it. So that needs to be switched on for it to work. We come back out from there and then go to the controllers and go to change grip order. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the DualShock controller first. So this thing will plug into the side of the dock. Remove the cable that's in there first. Plug that one in and it starts to flash slowly red. What we need to do next is press the sync button on here and it will start flashing more quickly. Press and hold the share button and the PS4 button on the front there. That'll start flashing. When it flashes, you let go, it goes green and it's turned up on there straight away. Press A when you're ready. Obviously circle button is now A. That will allow us to go through, we can set up, play any games, whatever else. We're going to go back into the controller settings. Change grip order again. This time I'll press the sync button again. This can only be connected to one controller at a time. So if I press the sync button and that'll start flashing, press it again, it'll start flashing quickly. Now I'll turn on my Xbox One controller and press and hold the sync button. That'll start flashing more quickly. I've got to wait for that to stop flashing. Now when I've tested it, it can sometimes be quick. Usually takes a fair bit longer than the PlayStation 4. Okay, so I've tried twice with that and it's not worked. So what I'm going to do is take the dongle out altogether, plug it back in and see if that works. Right, so that's flashing. Again, we'll switch on and put it into sync mode and see if that works this time. Here we go, connected. So hopefully now I'll press the B button, which is the A button on the Switch, and there we go, we can navigate, we're ready, we can move around, we can close what we've got here, and we can go up, play on any games, go into the settings, everything else seems to be working fine. So time for me to have a play and see how it goes. One more thing I forgot. The dongle, if we remember, has a little USB port on the back. I had to unplug my Move controller charger before when I was trying to find room for the dongle to go in place. So I'll plug that into the side there, and now I'm getting charged to my controllers, so everything's working as it was before. Okay, so this is a pretty cool new toy. I've had a test and it works really well with the DualShock, synced straight away. Input was really good. Looking forward to trying out some different games to see if there's any lag at all. A big part of the marketing on this and what it says on the packaging is that it is virtually no lag, so I'm going to try it with some games, like some fighting games, some shoot 'em up games, and see how it goes with that. So far it feels like you're playing just with the Pro controller. With the Xbox One controller, took a little longer to sync, but once it was synced up, it behaved just the same as the DualShock 4, just the same as the Pro controller for as far as I can tell. So it's great. You've got a little thing, you plug it into the dock so it's well out of the way, and then you can use whichever controller you like. So if you've got a particular controller for one of your systems that you really like, or you don't want to shell out the price of the Pro controller, this costs £15.99 on Kaico's website, which is a lot cheaper than the Pro controller. A lot of people who own a Switch have already got a PlayStation 4, they've already got perhaps an Xbox One, and they've got the controllers kicking about, and you can set those up to work with that and then very quickly sync them back with your original console when you're finished. So the options there, which I think is pretty good. The build quality on it is fairly solid. One of the big pluses I like with it is that it's got the USB pass-through, so you can still plug that in, and then anything else that you've got charging, anything else that you want to connect to the Switch dock, you can plug into that. The downside, the disappointment, is that this is quite bulky, clearly, to contain whatever is inside. It would have been quite nice to have the USB plug slightly offset, so you could put it either above one of the ports so you could plug another cable in, or below so you could plug another cable in. I'm thinking of exploring the possibilities for modifying that casing to make room for the other cable, but that's maybe something I can look at in future. For now, what I'm going to do is continue testing it, try it out on my Switch, try it with a few games and see if there is any lag, but the input so far seems great, and in terms of trying it out and synchronizing it, I'm really happy with it.